Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 1st. It is the first Tuesday of the month. It's 11:30 a.m. That means it's time for Taco Tuesday. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited. We've got a roster of three fantastic presenters from among our WiLS vendor partners. I am pleased to introduce our first presenter today, and that is going to be Brittany Haynes from IGI Global. Brittany, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can begin your screen share, and then we'll be ready for you to take it away.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with everyone. Can you see it, Jeff?
Looks good.
All right, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Haynes. I'm the Sales and Marketing Coordinator for IGI Global. We are an academic reference publisher. I also have with me today Mr. Nick Newcomer. He's the Senior Director of Marketing and Sales, and he'll be available if there's any questions at the end of the presentation. Today, we're going to focus in on a little introductory information about IGI Global and how you can actually turn your e-collections acquisitions into a source of open access funding through our OA fee waiver read and publish initiative. So for those of you who aren't very familiar with IGI Global, we were founded in 1988 by an academician, Dr. Mehdi Kazrapour, and we started out with our first journal, Information Resources Management Journal. We are a publisher of reference books and scholarly journals. And currently in our portfolio, we have over 175 scholarly journals, 32 of which are full gold open access journals, and 6,600 plus reference books, which have been contributed to by over 100,000 plus industry-leading researchers worldwide. We also offer a full line of IGI Global e-collections, including ebook and e-journal collections. So a little bit about our content coverage. We do cover 11 academic subject areas, and that includes business management, computer science and IT, education, social sciences, and others. A little bit about what makes us different from other academic publishers. We do have an expedited publishing timeline in order to make sure research is accessible as soon as possible. It's very current to the research academic community. We also have a strict adherence to ethical practices. We are full members of the Committee on Publication Ethics, COPE. We also focus on extreme agility. We're constantly changing along with the industry and things that are happening, such as with COVID-19. And we currently collaborate with over 100,000 industry-leading scholars worldwide, and that includes from prestigious institutions such as MIT, Harvard University, University of Oxford, and many others. We also offer flexible access options, and this includes all of our publications being available in both print and electronic format, and then that line of e-collections I had mentioned, which include ebook collections and e-journal collections. So, with all of this and what makes us different, this has made us able to make some headway as far as open access publishing, and we've been getting even more interest with it since we introduced our open access fee waiver read and publish initiative back in, I believe, early 2018, right before Plan S really took off. We introduced this to help add an additional source of funding for institutions that acquire e-collections to support their faculty in publishing under open access with us. So, as I just mentioned, under this initiative, any library who invests in the IGI Global ebook collection, e-journal collections, or any of their subsets, we do offer subject and discipline-specific collections. They receive a matching fund from us to support their researchers in OA. And we collaborate with the libraries to utilize this fund to ensure their faculty members can benefit. There are a couple options on how this can be utilized. So typically we see institutions, they want to provide 100% OA APCs or BPCs for those article processing charges and book processing charges when any faculty or staff at the institution is accepted into an IGI Global publication under open access. So like I said, it would be whatever your investment would be in our e-collections. We'd provide a matching fund that could then be taken out of for individuals at your institution when they come to publish, say, an article under open access in one of our journals. We also offer the option to dedicate the matching fund that we provide to you to an OA APC fund for a faculty-led journal. So for instance, if someone from your faculty is the editor-in-chief of an IGI Global journal, we can actually use this funding to support making the journal platinum or diamond OA, which would mean that it has a full additional source of outside funding that would help researchers worldwide that submit to that journal not have to worry about the APC fees that are associated with publishing under open access. So it really provides that support there. There's also the option of book open access publishing. So this is something we're getting more into. You can actually utilize the matching OA BPC fund to support a faculty-like gold OA book publication. So we have been getting more and more interest in this lately. Faculty members working with their libraries to utilize some of that funding that they have to go towards actually opening up their entire book publication, so it's freely accessible online. Obviously, it's very beneficial for researchers' work to be published under open access. We know it increases the download and citation impact. Typically, looks like about 89% higher download rate for publications that are open access in lieu of being traditional and behind that paywall. So there's lots of benefits there as well. It is also possible to work with us to retroactively open up publications. So if there are articles from your faculty members that have previously been published, we can actually work to utilize that fund to open up those publications retroactively. And we often get a lot of great feedback from researchers when this happens as well. That same can be said for that book, full gold open access book publication, something that's already been published. We can utilize your fund, and that can equate up to the full funding of the book with this initiative. So we are pretty flexible in how we work with libraries with this initiative and how you utilize those funds. It can be library managed if you prefer to keep track of, give approval of when someone publishes with us, utilizing those waivers in your fund, or it can be more managed on our side because we understand not everyone has the resources or would like to take that time to really dive down through and approve everything that's being open. So we either way would notify you, but you can just let us catch them as they come through. If they go through the peer review process and are accepted, we can always utilize the fund to apply. So a little bit about how it works, just to kind of visualize it a little bit more. Typically, a library would invest in our e-collections, we'd open up that matching fund, and then researchers would submit their publication under open access. They do have to go through that peer review process first. It has to be accepted or rejected. If it is accepted, we can utilize that fund and it would be taken away from that matching fund we created for the library. But if it's rejected, of course, we do not take away any funding. It won't be published. So it does have to go through that rigorous peer review process and be accepted. So these are our e-collections that we do offer that can help you take advantage of this initiative. We have our ebook collection. This is over 6,600 plus reference books with over 120,000 full text chapters. That is our full collection of reference books that we publish. So you'd have access to all of our copyright years with the full collection. We also offer our e-journal collection that contains over 140 scholarly journals. And then, as I mentioned, there's access to those 32 full gold open access journals that we had recently converted, actually. We also offer subject e-collections and knowledge solutions e-collections. Our knowledge solutions e-collections are similar to the subject e-collections in the fact that they are pared down to specific subjects, but they're on the discipline level. And those are offered in computer science, social sciences, education, and business. And then the subject e-collections are offered across all of our 11 different subject areas. So to take advantage of this initiative, you can talk to us about investing in one of these e-collections. So just a couple of benefits to acquiring our e-collections. Not only would you benefit from those 100% OA, APC, BPC waivers with our Read and Publish initiative, but we also offer remote access options. We understand the importance of that, especially with COVID-19 and how things have shifted online. We also offer up to 100% credits on previously purchased IGI Global titles. We actually can dive down into what your institution has acquired of our publications, whether it be through us directly, or we can take a look at your holdings in general and see if perhaps you've been purchasing our titles, not direct, but through a preferred library platform. And then we can offer credits to any collections purchases based on that. We offer flexible purchasing options, which includes perpetual subscription and EBA offerings on any of our e-collections, as well as multi-year agreements with no price increases, which we can guarantee and include in your offering. Our e-collections and all of our electronic resources also feature no DRM, no additional charge for multi-user licensing. Anyone can use it anywhere with your institution. There's no limit on that, and we don't have any additional charges for multi-users. No embargo of content, and we also do not have any maintenance, archiving fees, or platform fees. So I was going to go ahead and open up this time if there are any questions. Nick Newcomer, the Senior Director of Marketing and Sales, is also with me if there are any questions we can address.
Brittany, I haven't seen anything come into chat or the Q&A module, but I will keep an eye on it. I know that you've had have a substantial number of authors in Wisconsin and at Wisconsin institutions represented in the collection. That was impressive to me. Is there how I guess my question is, how does Wisconsin stack up to other states? Do we need more? Well, you'll probably say yes. We should have more authors publishing in IGI publications, right?
Always room for more. I did notice a significant amount from there as well. And what we can always do, if there's interest in knowing more, not only can we do a holdings analysis, as I mentioned earlier, and look at exactly what credits there are for these collections, but we can go ahead and pull down a listing of anyone from your specific institution, your area. If you're a part of a consortium, obviously with WiLS, we can look down through the entire WiLS consortium and pull down researchers who have published with us. So we can always provide that listing to institutions as well, also on their individual campus level, even if that's something that they're interested in looking at. One other thing I would note is that with those different options I talked about, we can always come together on a call. I know oftentimes people have additional questions when they look and see, oh, we do have a journal who is editor-in-chief on our faculty that works with IGI Global. How exactly would it work to open up with Diamond or Platinum OA? We can go down through all of those aspects as well, even set up a separate call, really dive down into exactly how it would work for that institution.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Brittany. And I will kind of add on my voice to say that please do reach out to me, reach out to Brittany, reach out to Nick. If you have questions or if you'd like to have a little bit more of an in-depth discussion about your institution and how it could benefit from this great program.
Definitely. We're always available for any questions and to set up conversations on the side as well, or with Jeff. Whatever would work for anyone who's interested in learning a little more. And we can provide additional materials as well, such as our flyer around our open access fee waiver initiative, as well as the link to our web pages that talk about it. Okay, great. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Brittany. Thanks again for joining us. We're always excited to talk to you, and I'm really thrilled to be able to put this cool program in front of our members today.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay, so we are back here for Taco Tuesday, and I'm excited to be able to introduce you to our next presenter. Joining us from Omnigraphics is Sue Maniloff. I hope I've said her name correctly. Sue, I'm going to end my screen share to allow you to start yours, and then you'll be in charge.
Okay, great. Can everyone see my screen?
I see it. Looks good.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here on a Taco Tuesday. So I thought I'd do just a brief intro of Omnigraphics. There may be people that may not know who we are. We are a trusted reference publisher. We're headquartered in Detroit, and we were launched in 1985 by the founder of Gale Research. So I'm guessing that Gale Research, which is now Cengage Gale. So I'm guessing that most people know who Cengage Gale is. It was launched by Fred Ruffner, who also founded Gale Research, and we provide authoritative, engaging, high-quality reference books and online databases for libraries and schools. So unlike my predecessor from IGI Global, we are not scholarly, academic, peer-reviewed content. We provide reference content that is easily accessible and easy to navigate. It's really geared toward the general reader. So for example, our health reference series, over 75 titles that covers off many different conditions, disorders, anything from aging and asthma to mental health issues and cancer. There are over 75 titles within that collection. And part of that collection is our disability series, which we're getting a lot of interest specifically on disabilities right now. We have 6 titles specifically within the disability series that fall into our health reference collection. So that may be of interest to people that are on the call today. And we have a health reference library, which is a comprehensive and authoritative database. And it provides information on health topics covering diseases, disorders, illnesses, and wellness categories. It's really user-friendly. It's very intuitive. The interface is easy to navigate. There are over 100 health topics and concerns, and it features useful contacts where users can find additional help and support groups, links, hotlines, etc., and also a knowledge base of frequently asked questions that's filled with informative, relevant answers and more. And these are sort of everyday questions with really easy to understand answers in layman's terms. Now we have 2 different ways that you can subscribe to the Health Reference Library. One is the Health Reference Library where you only get the database, and I shouldn't say only because it's quite robust. You can also subscribe to the Health Reference Library Premium, which gives you access to all of the ebooks. So 75 plus ebooks are included in the Health Reference Library Premium version. And I thought it just might be, these are like 1-minute clips of a quick demo that I'm going to put on mute. Can you guys see that okay? This is our Health Reference Library, great. And you'll see that we cover disabilities, brain and mental health, drugs, alcohol, violence, chronic diseases, disorders, health and wellness, and specific health concerns. And as you scroll down, you'll see a variety of granular subjects that you can go into to take a bit of a deeper dive. In this particular case, we're going to just take a glance at cancer for women. And once you're in there, you can click on specific articles. This one happens to be on biopsy for cancer. Again, easy to navigate, layman's terms, right? It's somebody that needs general information. This is not information for the research academic community. This is more like public health information, students that are looking to write a report. It includes support organizations where you can contact places for more information. And that is a quick, so let's make sure we can get back there. There's a quick demo to the Health Reference Library. Moving on to our Teen Health and Teen Finance collection. These are also print books as well as ebooks. They are engaging and easy to access topics specifically for young adult, the teen market, pretty much middle school, high school, community college, undergrad, public library level. And there's a collection on teen health and teen finance. Teen health covers off really pertinent subjects such as suicide prevention, alcohol information, sexual health, fitness, sports injuries. And our teen finance collection continues to be built out, and we are strong in financial literacy and personal growth. These are areas that are very interesting to a lot of our customers at this time. All of these books, by the way, do include a glossary, an index, and a directory of support organizations, which make them very intuitive. We also have a Teen Resource Center, and similar to the Health Reference Library, you can get the Teen Resource Center as a standalone, which gives you the portal that's user-friendly and covers over 100 topics with authoritative information. And you can also get the premium subscription, which will include access to all current and future editions of Teen Health and Teen Finance ebooks, currently 35 and growing. And again, I don't know that we actually, the interface is very similar to Health Reference Library, and I'm trying to be sensitive to time. So I'm not going to show a video of this demo, but you can go right onto our website at omnigraphics.com. And if you look at our products, you'll be able to see the demos. They're on there. We're really excited about our diversity collection that we just launched in early this year. And this, we're getting increased levels of interest around diversity. And this collection, of course, will help students and patrons understand and navigate the increasingly more complicated world. These are must-have titles to help build out a diversity collection. Our first in our new series is called Understanding and Navigating Discrimination in America. And it touches on, unfortunately, there's all kinds of discrimination out there, from racism to ageism to, anti-Semitism and American Asian community discrimination, etc. So this title doesn't discriminate against discrimination. It covers it all off. The LGBTQ plus community, women in the workplace is our next title. And it's launching this month. And it's Women in the Workplace in America from 1900 to 2021. It's an excellent read. It's filled with trailblazing women and also legislation and movements. It's a super interesting title that I hope you are all interested in seeing. We're also building out our Understanding Islam and Muslim Traditions book. This is the second edition, which is launching the end of this month. And this particular edition has a section on Islamophobia in America, which is a really interesting read. We also have our titles African American Holidays, Festivals and Celebrations, and Holidays Around the World in this diversity collection. Again, if you go to omnigraphics.com and you click on the diversity section, you'll be able to see the full list of titles that are in that collection. So, for those of you that don't know Omnigraphics, we would be happy to set up a demo for you to see exactly what our databases are all about. We'd be happy to give you a 14-day free trial so you can try it out on your own. And I encourage you to go to omnigraphics.com and sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletters are really interesting and very robust. Each one talks about new releases that are coming out, relevant content around celebrations or awareness. Like this right now, it's Pride Month, right? So we have a blog. It's a really interesting read. You might want to go onto our website to read the blog. It highlights 7 authors from the LGBTQ plus community that have written great titles that might be good summer reads for your patrons. So we do encourage you guys to all sign up for the newsletter. It's growing in popularity, so it's a great read. So I'd like to just open it up to see if there are any questions from anybody here that is watching this webinar.
Sue, I haven't seen any questions come into the chat window or to the Q&A, but I'll keep an eye on that. I will say that one of the things that I think is kind of interesting about the offerings from Omnigraphics is that how well it straddles the different library types that WiLS serves. I know that the resources, even resources that are geared towards teen or youth readers, are valuable at the higher ed level because they have young people attending, or even as curriculum materials for people that may be training to work with youth or young people further on. What do you think about the various markets that public versus school libraries versus higher ed libraries? What do you think about the overlap there?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So we serve schools and libraries. So we serve a broad customer base. We're heavy in public library, community college, high school. That's if there would be like sort of a bell curve, I guess that would be it. We do have a lot. Actually, the Teen Resources Center is heavy into middle school and high school and public library. So that seems to be the sweet spot for the Teen Resource Center. And then our Health Reference Library goes right up into undergrad. And the diversity content, by the way, spans all of it, right? So there's a lot of undergraduate programs that are very interested in our diversity collection and our disability titles. So that didn't answer your question, I don't think, Jeff, but we do have different customers that really do interact with our different content sets for their patrons.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great answer. I mean, breadth of relevance is that's exactly maps to having a variety of different kinds of libraries that might find the resources to be useful. Absolutely, you can see these things fitting into a public library setting, fitting into a school library setting, and like you said, fitting into an undergrad setting as well. So that hits most of the libraries in Wisconsin. So I do think that it's the kind of thing that any of our members might want to consider looking at. Thank you. Thanks very much, Jeff. Pleasure to be here today. Yeah, thank you too, Sue. I really appreciate you joining us today. I think I will go ahead and get us set up for our next presenter. Oh, I can see Maria is here. I'm going to just share my screen for a little intro to pass before I pass things over to you, just for continuity of those watching the recording. So thank you so much for joining us today. Our third presenter for today's Taco Tuesday presentation is Maria Moore. She's joining us from Mango, and I'm going to actually now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can start sharing yours.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Give me just 1 second here to get that set up. Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Mariah, and I am the account manager for Mango Languages. All of their higher education institutions, I manage all of those. So, if you don't know about Mango Languages, we are a language learning company, and we're all about enriching lives through language and culture. So we have a very intuitive language learning program that has been developed by linguists and native speakers from all around the world, so you can feel confident in starting the conversation in any language. I am not going to do a product demo today, but if you did want to schedule a product demo, I have my email at the end of this presentation. You can reach out and we can get something set up. So today we are going to look at some of Mango's resources that come with your subscription outside of the program itself. So the first of these would be our specialty courses. So these are designed around specific topics that enrich your cultural understanding of the language you're learning. And these are available in our most popular languages. So you can see here, the ones in bold are our popular languages. And with the blue lightning symbol here, these are our specialty courses. So for example, I know with working with the higher education accounts, it's the medical Spanish course is really popular with those who have med programs. It allows students to be more inclusive in their practices, and it's just a very popular course that we're actually going to be highlighting in our next newsletter. So these next resources here are also outside of the program itself. The first two are available on our website, which is just mangolanguages.com. So if we take a look at the language learning resources, can you still see my screen now that I've switched into the browser?
Yes, looks good.
Okay, perfect. So here we have our language learning resources that are more geared towards the individual learner. So if you're a public library or you're just marketing Mango more towards your students or faculty and staff, this is a good resource for them to check out as well outside of the actual courses. So here we can explore some useful phrases. We take a look at maybe Spanish. It's broken into different categories. So if we look at, we'll start with airport. Here you can see just kind of a cheat sheet of useful phrases based on the location and the topic. You can hear the audio, you can see the phonetic pronunciation. Going back, we have some downloadables. So if we take a look at Modern Standard Arabic, we have a visual resource chart for the alphabet. And so we have a lot of different documents and things like this that help the students learn a little bit more thoroughly without using the program itself. We have all of these additional resources. If we go to educator resources, this is geared towards our K-12 and higher education accounts. So here you can see proficiency scales, course outlines, some training materials, things like that, that will get faculty and staff who are looking to set up classroom groups a head start on all of that. And the last link we'll look at is our YouTube for Organizations page.
This is Mango Language.
That'll just autoplay. So on this page, we recently created this to help our institutions that we serve find the content that's most pertinent to their needs. So we have some Mango classroom tutorials and testimonials from teachers, as well as case studies from our public libraries. We have Mango for Business and just additional tips and tricks on here as well. So all of these are great supplemental materials. The next, we have promotemango.com. So on our promote page, you can find merchandise, free printables, as well as social media assets. So we try to make promoting Mango as simple as possible. So if you have anyone who's in charge of your social media accounts, we have ready-made social posts that you can just download the image, copy and paste the copy, and you're good to go to promote to your students, your patrons, whoever. Also on promotemango.com, on our Mango Market, you can find free downloadable PDFs of bookmarks and flyers and different promotional materials like that, that you can download and print yourself, or you can have us print them and ship them to you for a little bit of a cost. But speaking of which, we do have all of our accounts come with, I believe it's between $50 and $75 of market credit. So you can buy things like bookmarks or water bottles, especially with classes opening up again and everyone going back to in-person. This is a great way to promote this resource to your students and faculty. Lastly, we have our newsletters. So if you're a public library, you'll get monthly newsletters. My newsletters, the ACD or the higher education newsletters, go out quarterly. And these have helpful resources, links to our case studies, social media assets that we've created for you, as well as Mango news, like any new updates we're coming out with, or personally, I will be hosting a webinar in August for faculty looking to use Mango in their classrooms. So that information comes out in our newsletters. So if you'd like to sign up for that, just shoot me an email and I can get you signed up as well. So that was pretty quick, but if you have any questions, I can take those now, or I'm always available at my phone number and email address here.
Thank you so much, Mariah. I hope you can forgive me for mispronouncing your name at the beginning of the
no worries.
I'm so sorry. I should have asked you in advance.
No worries.
Yeah, and so happy that you're able to join us today. I think that there, as you said, there's a lot to offer higher ed institutions from Mango Languages, and I would love for some of our academic libraries here in WiLS to take a look. So please do reach out to me or reach out to Mariah, and we can get you more information and put some of the resources in front of you so you can see what it's all about. We don't have any questions coming in from the session right now, but of course, if any do come in, I can forward them on to you as well.
Perfect.
Great.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you again for joining us.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we're a little bit ahead of schedule. Aaliyah, I wanted to ask, Aaliyah Giordano is joining us from ACS. Do you think you might be ready to start?
Sure, I can start.
Okay, great. So let me, I'll put up our little splash screen again just for consistency of starting and stopping, but then we'll turn things over to you. Okay, our fourth presenter today for our June 2021 Taco Tuesday is Aaliyah Giordano, joining us from American Chemical Society. Aaliyah, I'm going to stop my screen share to open it up for you to start yours, and then you'll be in command of the webinar.
Great. Okay, and just bear with me a minute while I get my, oops. Okay. So thank you so much for inviting me to join Taco Tuesday. I will be having tacos tonight myself to celebrate with my family. My kids are big taco fans. So now let me see, did this come through? Okay, can everyone see my presentation or anyone?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to talk about today, because we only have a short amount of time, I'm going to talk about two different types of ebooks that we have. The first is EBA, or evidence-based acquisition, and the second is our new In Focus series, which I'll go through a few slides, and then we have this snazzy marketing video that just came out that I will play for you as well. So to start off, our traditional ebook purchase model has had an upgrade. You are still able to purchase a back file or a front file, but we've really heard the need for universities to maybe not have the full thing, you know, not necessarily own 1,500 ebooks. So what we did was we came up with evidence-based acquisition, which, you know, some other publishers have something similar as well. So the way that this works is that you will receive access to all of the ebooks. It's a one-time purchase and ownership is in perpetuity with unlimited consecutive users. The way that I think about it is almost like a lease. So think of it as, you know, leasing everything. And then at the end of the year, you get to pick and choose which books you'd like to purchase to add to your collection. And the way that we do that is we supply a book level usage report, and then you're able to look through that. And then you pick and choose your own books. Or if you'd like, ACS at the end of that 3-month term can select them just based on usage. And then, you know, as you can see at the bottom, I just gave an example of some of the different purchasing levels that we offer. Pretty straightforward, but if you have any questions about evidence-based acquisition or EBA, please let me know. Our newest feature or newest series that we launched, which is separate from traditional ebooks, is our In Focus series. Right now, we have the inaugural collection, which consists of 10 books, and then collections 1 and 2, which are being built out to roughly 20 books per collection. They're 4 to 6 hour reads using non-specific language for newcomers, and it's easily digestible, and they're delivered in our new e-reader platform. So anyone at the university level, from undergraduates, graduates, researchers looking to get up to speed quickly, will enjoy this series. They cover broad ranges of emerging topics, important techniques related to applications, career options, and ways in which topics are applied in business and industry. So one of our very popular titles, which some of you may have heard of, machine learning, it's something that's able to get especially researchers up to speed pretty quickly on what's new in machine learning. Okay, so what's in each ebook? So authored multimedia, complex concepts explained via molecular models, video, and more. So it's not just, you open one and you're getting a standard PDF. We've really tried to incorporate different ways to deliver information that might be more engaging than, just reading. Insider Q&A, interviews with field insiders, check your understanding, 8 to 10 end of book questions with answers provided by video by the field's key players. Read these next, so you have suggested content if you're interested in learning more. A day in the life, case studies on how a tool is used or the author's practical advice, a pop-up glossary, and that's a wrap, which is bulleted end of chapter summaries. So now I'm going to play our video, and it might just take a second to load. But this, kind of summarizes what I was saying, but a little bit more fun. Oops, sorry. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that.
Well, yeah, I don't think we're not seeing the video if it's playing.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Your slide. No, that's okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me try this again. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Are you just seeing me stare at the screen kind of like?
Yeah, yeah, it took a moment. I just wanted to make sure that it was actually running, but we weren't seeing it. It looked like you were seeing it, but maybe we weren't.
Okay. Are you able to hear it?
I could sort of hear a little sound, but it didn't sound like a video either.
Okay, let me see. If this doesn't work, then I can just play it for a second and talk through. Let's see. So how about now? Can you see this?
Now I can see the YouTube browser tab at least.
Okay. And can you see this video?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So let's see if you can hear. And if not, I'll just, you'll just get the idea of what it looks like, and then I'll stop it.
Yeah, the audio is not coming through, but we can see the subtitles.
Okay. So yeah, basically what it's just saying is that, 4 to 6 hour reads on emerging topics. This is, showing the formatting of what it looks like. Here's an example of the video, what the content actually looks like in its deliverable form. And let's see. So talking about the different concepts that you can see without losing your place in the texts, because everything is outlined by chapter on the left-hand side. You can also search the text, so you don't have to go through, line by line trying to find what you're looking for. And then there are links out, so that will either give you definitions or take you to, where that information is found within ACS. And then Q&As, the day in the life, like we just talked about in the PowerPoint, case studies, that's a wrap. So that's the end of chapter questions. And then, that's an expert that would be answering the questions. And then here are the links to the recommended review articles within the text. So that linked out to an Elsevier page, which was being referenced. So this is within discussion groups, which are also available in the e-reader. You don't need to download software. Everything will be found, through your library. Or you can read online. And that's just summarizing kind of, help students understand the real world impact in their field. So, and I'm going to stop it there just because, you get the idea. So I went through that a little quicker than I had expected. Does anyone have any questions about the evidence-based acquisition or the new In Focus series that maybe I didn't cover?
I haven't seen any questions come into the interface, but I will say that WiLS and ACS have worked together for a long, long time. So we're always excited to see new resources coming out, new ways of getting access to the critical, the valuable material that ACS offers. So thanks so much for bringing that to us today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for having me.
So yeah, if people have additional questions, want to learn more, want price quotes, they should feel free to, of course, always anyone should feel free to reach out to me. Aaliyah, are you a person that they should go to as well?
Yes, I am always available. I work with my colleague, Jen Holland, who is off today, but I handle most of the accounts in WiLS and I handle the consortium account. So you can always come to me first if you have a question, and I can, pass it along to Jen, or I'm happy to answer for you as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you again for joining us today, Leah, and thank you to all of our presenters today on Taco Tuesday. I am going to, well, let me turn my video back on here and I'll take us to our closing for today's session.
Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you so much. You too. So thank you everyone for attending, those of you who are here live and those of you who are watching the recording. Thank you for joining us for Taco Tuesday. We love bringing these sessions to our members. We think it's one of the coolest ways to learn a little bit about some great resources that our vendor partners have to offer. We will not be running a Taco Tuesday in July, but I think we're planning to get back to it in August. Rest assured, Taco Tuesday will be returning, but we're going to be taking the month off in July. If you have questions about any of the resources or vendor partners that you saw today during Taco Tuesday, please feel free to reach out to me, Jeff Bruner, or Sarah Gold. You can reach either of us, both of us, at the email address coop, C-O-O-P, @wils.org, or you can reach out to either one of us individually as well. So thank you again for joining us. I hope everyone's off to have some delicious lunch and have a great rest of your week. Goodbye, and we'll talk to you again soon.